making it easy. I'm making it easy to let you know. You're making it harder. You're making it harder to let me go. I'm making it easy. I'm making it easy to let you know. You're making it harder. You're making it harder. Pull up the plastic shade, looking out the window of the plane, wondering what's below and if the people feel the same pain that I feel without you. Pain that I feel. I really got to let you know. It's really hard to let you go. I really got to let you know. It's really hard to let you go. I'm making it easy. I'm making it easy to let you know. You're making it harder. You're making it harder to let me go. I'm making it easy. I'm making it easy to let you know. You're making it harder. You're making it harder to let me go. Make you sweat. I can use a cloud right about now, drag me out like cumulus. Rain that I feel without you. Rain that I feel. I really got to let you know. It's really hard to let you go. I really got to let you know. It's really hard to let you go. I'm making it easy to let you know. You're making it harder. You're making it harder to let me go. I'm making it easy. I'm making it easy to let you know. You're making it harder. You're making it harder to let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go.
What's going on? Happy Wednesday. Super late live stream today. I just had too much stuff to get done this morning. Like I did some yard work, had to go get food, and it's happening. Finally pulled the trigger, made the decision. I'm gonna get rid of the car I got. It just doesn't make logical sense anymore. And like my perspective shifted. And my goals just got to be a little bit different. I can't be living this this Andrew Tate. I want to have, the best car, the best house, the best women. So I downgraded to a Subaru Outback. It's very modest. It's not like a brand new one, but yeah, just something to have. Because for me, like I don't vanity drive, I like cars, and I highly appreciated the time that I had with the one that I got, but when you just like look at it from an outside perspective, the only thing that car served was bragging rights or marketing, even though I never used it in that way. I never put little slideshows of me standing next to it being like, this is what trading can do, So if the only thing the car really does for me is maybe like allow people to look at me differently, if that is the case, that's the only reason why those people are looking at me in that way, I just don't want it. It was a Mercedes S560. Very, very nice car. All the bells and whistles, but that's the thing. They're just bells and whistles. For me, a car's a car. As long as it's comfortable to sit in. And the main gripe I have with cars is the transition or the transmission. I like engine braking. And sorry, I just got done doing a little bit more yard work, so I got like flurries in my mouth. But you know, I hate transmissions that are very jarring. So like if I can get a vehicle that, you know, is comfortable to ride in, has good gas mileage, has a smooth transmission, which Super Outback does. All right, it does. Now, they're not like super robust in terms of the transmission because from what Johnny's told me and just the stuff I looked up, they're belt fed. So they do have a little bit less of a lifespan, but that's not a matter to me. Kite, what are your views on Bybit becoming full KYC next month? I didn't know they were going full KYC. I'll have to look into that. Because people have brought up KYC before as if it's going to change something. And all it really did was change the withdrawal amounts, which, unless you're making a hefty sum. But I'll look into it. I haven't seen anything pop up. I haven't seen anything really warning me about that. So, we'll check. Yeah, I'll pop up in a new tab and check up on it over here while we're talking. But we are off to the races. We have came back down below 29,384 on the Bitstamp chart. And we are back down below 2031 on Ethereum. So as long as everything maintains the way that it has been, we are looking for lower retests. Of course, we go in chronological order here. Let's go ahead and bring up all these supports. And go ahead and switch this around and get rid of resistances now. Look at supports. So first major thing to be watching out for would definitely be, and let me try to just get that resistance. Which one is it? There we go. Probably looking for a retest of 1689 first, but the major support in the way to our next major macro local low would be 1368. That's when I expect the most fight if we do see Ethereum come back down to those levels. If we can surpass 1368, odds are we will be retesting 1072. And then if we fail at 1072, odds are we are probably going to see 879. Chronological order, I'm not calling for any of these lower numbers until these first two are broken. All right, let me see. You got an article or anything that's sent my way that's listing that it is one, like all the details of it? Because as far as I can see, I don't see anything about like full KYC as of right now. As of right now, their KYC policies, which I'm sure they would update prior. It's still for non-KYC level. Daily withdrawal limit 20K, monthly withdrawal limit 100K. So obviously if you did 20K, 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 you would hit your monthly limit super quickly. But I feel like 100K is fine for a large majority of people. And you should never, like, even if you had 100K to work with, you'd have to have $1 million account to even have 100K on Bybit in the first place. Or maybe you made a really decent win. But even then, it should be fine. Yeah, if you got something, send it to me. I mean, if that's the case, if they are going full KYC, I probably will have to say hasta la vista. I'll check out some of my alternatives and what the options are. If everything fell through, it would be a sad day, but doesn't mean you can't trade. You just have to go back to the Stone Age. Or I'm pretty sure you can shop around a little bit. Let me try those key terms. Let me try May 1st KYC Bybit and see what pops up. Nothing is still popping up. Like the most recent article from February 28th and March 4th are just talking about enhanced KYC features, which that hasn't been an issue so far. Yeah, you're gonna have to send me some article with official news on it directly from Bybit. I see April 12th, understanding identity verification, enhancing your account's protection. New fiat payment methods. Yeah, I just don't see anything talking about it. Can I open a copy trading on Bybit? I've never dealt with copy trading in the first place, so if it's just affecting copy trading, then there's no issue there. It said open up copy trading. Copy trading. Am I supposed to get like a pop-up or something when I go to copy trading? Because nothing popped up. I'll check through my email. See if I got something. Yeah, still haven't received anything. Yeah, I'm sure Johnny will explain to me. Like I said, I mean, if that's truly the case, because they've done plenty of the KYC in the past, but if that's truly the case, then I think we'll be moving on. And until I find a reasonable website, I probably would just be doing actual trading, which isn't as exciting to people because it does require a little bit more capital and a lot more patience than even what we're doing here. I mean, traditional trading, like it works the same way. So when you short a stock, you're literally selling the stock. But so this is why in the past, before leverage trading actually was a lot different. Because if we broke back down below a resistance, a previous resistance, like we are doing right now, you're legitimately selling into the stock. So it caused a lot more reaction in the market for supports and resistances. Whereas right now, I think so amplified that you're mainly looking at liquidity pools rather than actual exchanges. So like right now, this would be a sell. Not a sell short with 25x leverage, but you just sell. And then if it comes back above your stop loss, you buy back in because you're getting back above a resistance. Therefore, there is potential for a price to go action to go further. And then down here, if you break below a support and then you come back above it, if you are below that support, you're selling. If you're back above it, you buy. So I mean, it's a lot slower process, but generally it is a lot safer process. So I mean, shit, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. Like, trust me, I think leverage, if used correctly, is one of the greatest tools when it comes to a trader's potential. But if the entire market as a whole had all of these offshore exchanges phased out, I don't necessarily think it would be a bad thing for the market. Now, personal perspective, you might think it's a bad thing because you think that's getting rid of all of your money potential. All it's really doing is allowing you to slow down and be more methodical, which I don't think is a bad thing for a lot of people. So either way it goes, it's not going to change how I do it. Are you not using 0.5% stop loss on BTC anymore? No, we've been using 3% stop losses for a couple months now. Probably 4 or 5, 6 months. How low we go, Kite? Like I said, I mean, if we continue to stay below 2031, I'm targeting 1686, and if 1686 can't hold, then I'm targeting 1368, and if 1368 can't hold, then I'm most likely will be targeting 1070. But I go in chronological order. I'm not going to call that we're going to retest all the way down to 880, just because of one little thing that's happened recently. Hopefully this is the start of what I would like to be a retest of 880. But yeah. So here's the thing. All right. I don't necessarily think you should be mad at Bybit or any other leverage exchange that goes full KYC. Like, look at what you're complaining about. You're complaining about them following the law. So, yes, while I loved taking advantage of this loophole that we've had for many years at this point, of able to vitalize and use leverage, we were technically taking advantage of a loophole. And because that loophole is closed, doesn't mean that your potential is closed. All right, there is still plenty that you can do. If it forces you to slow down and use your portfolio more effectively, you're just getting mad that you have to now pay attention and you actually have to try instead of gamble. Trust me, I'm sad if that's the way that it goes. But am I mad at Bybit? Am I mad at any other exchange that does so? No. Like, that's a stupid take. And it's not like they're pulling the rug out from under you. I'm sure that they are going to give people plenty of time, even if past the deadline they haven't withdrawn their money. They'll probably, if your account, if that is what's going to happen, they'll probably close your positions wherever they're at, which you should have a green position or a stopped out position. You shouldn't have a position that's negative 60 in the red on a 2x leverage. But yeah, I mean, if that's the case, then we'll see. I just don't give a shit about Doge and Shiba, to be honest. I'll take a look at it just because it's UAZ, but I honestly, it's not something that I'm interested in. When there's enough money in the market, like during the bull market, to kind of offset the major mathematics of coins like Shiba and Doge, then maybe. As far as I know, I think Shiba might be deflationary, but it's still not something that really interests me in particular. I mean, it just looks like typical Shiba price action. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like we had any major like ABC top to call the top of this structure. But I mean, kind of moving down. It's been making mostly bullish patterns here, so it is what it is. So nothing I can really tell you on Doge. Why are you using 3% now? So when we were in the midst of the bull market and the price was much, much higher, there was a lot more liquidity in the market. Therefore, there was more people taking bets on whether support or resistance would hold. So therefore, there wasn't as much volatility at those points. When you're at these lower levels, there's less money in the market. So when a major player comes along, someone that has a lot of money to throw at something, not a market manipulator, just a person that has more money than you, they can shift the price around those regions significantly more. So you're going to see a lot more fluctuations around these supports and resistances, whereas before they were pretty consistent. Now you kind of have to be a little more careful, so you have to give yourself more breathing room. Now you're sacrificing R&R, so whereas before you might have a 30 R&R, but you were risking 1% of your portfolio, so you would make 30% of your account in totality if you won the trade. Now I'm using a 3% stop loss, but with 3% risk. So I might have a 10 R&R instead of a 30 R&R, but I'm still making the same 30% to my portfolio, but theoretically increasing my win rate a little bit in these periods of time where the supports and resistances aren't as likely to hold with full cohesion. I did enter BTC. I have a current trade on Ethereum and BTC. Don't you think you're missing out on a lot of moves by zooming out so much? No. Like, I know I'm missing out on little tiny moves back and forth, but that's not what I'm looking for anymore. I'm really not. And it might end up killing the channel, and a lot of people might be turned off from that, because it seems like a lot of people in this market are trying to do the get rich quick. I want to be the hyper trader. I want to trade 5-minute charts and make 100 trades per day. First off, you're killing yourself on taxes. Second off, you're killing your own you're killing your brain and depleting your adrenal glands, and you're just in such a hyper state that you're not going to make coherent decisions about what you're doing. So if I'm missing out on a couple moves and potentially missing out on some money because of that, I think in the long term, I'm going to do better than the next guy. Simple as that. There's a time and a place for it. And that time is during the bull market, when there's a lot of money, liquidity is high, so therefore supports and resistances are less likely to really fuck you over. So in that case, yeah, I'll probably turn down my my settings. But right now, we are in the bear market. I don't. It seems like people's minds haven't shifted. The bear market's very slow. All right. People are very hesitant on what's going to happen, whether or not we're going to completely blast off to the upside or whether or not we're going to dump down to the demons. So things are very cautious and things don't typically move fast. When they do, you count it as a blessing. When they don't, you count it as normal and you go on about your day and you don't cry. So I'd rather my channel be about how to be a calm, consistent trader than, how to become a billionaire by tomorrow by my course. What's my potential targets for BTC? Just go ahead and flip this chart around. So first off, I'll probably be looking for a retest of 26,613. If we can't hold that region confidently, we're probably going to go back down and retest to 24,000, which 24,000 isn't a major support by any means. All right, it's just a support. All right, these all have the same color. Maybe someday I'll go through and I kind of like give like a color spectrum to how I believe the supports will act. But 24,000 is the next logical support in this trend, but it's not a major one by any means. We could see some sort of support off of it, but if we break through 26,000, we could have an easy fall down to 19,559. Because that's the thing, you have to pay attention. When the price skyrockets to the upside, you get this false sense of security that we're so far away from a specific number. But if you're not looking at it from a very logical point of view of what are the supports that are shielding me from dropping down below, a level that you wouldn't like to see. When you really look at it and you be truthful, sometimes there's not. So right now, like we have a decent level of support at 26,584. We have a tiny guy trying to help us protect us from getting down to 19,559. But if those two supports drop, we're going to be dropping like a rock here. It was the same thing that, up at these levels. Okay. All right. Look at this uptrend. You can go ahead and delete all these real quick. All right. Look at this uptrend. All right. Don't look at any of this past price action over here. All right. Anytime where the uptrend comes back down and has a decent bounce, we're going to go ahead and mark that out. Okay. All right. And just look at it from this perspective. Uptrend, downtrend. We hit that low and we bounce. Uptrend, downtrend. We hit that low and we bounce. And we continue to put in higher highs. Uptrend, downtrend, boom. Uptrend. And you can see. All right. We're going to take that same information. These are the major local lows. And we're going to go ahead and apply that to what happened to the price action over here. All right. Oh, didn't mean to do that. All right. You can see as we came back over here, price action came down to about 50,000. We bounced around that level. Price tried to come back up. It failed to do so. We came back down to retest 50,500. We fell through it. We come back down to 42,991. We got a very so slight momentary bounce at 42,991, but then we slipped through it. So there's no major support between 43,000 and 29K. So at this point in time, I was telling people that if 43,000 does not hold, I'm expecting 29K. And people can't conceptualize it because they go 29K versus, we were just at 50K. There's no way that we drop that fast. And that's the thing. I'm not calling the speed at which we drop. It could be a very elongated thing, or we're steadily making our way down there, building supports and trying to keep price action slow, that we could find support at that level. But if not, it will be a direct drop. That's just how price action works. So we fell through 43K and we come down pretty damn close. You can see our first wick hit about 30K. It didn't come all the way down to 28,860, but pretty close. And then support, try to, price action, building supports and trying to figure out what it wants to do. And then finally it settled and it said 28K. That's a good place for us to go ahead and retest the upside. And now you start working against resistances in the previous trend. So at first we get up to 41,000. You can see price action comes up to 41,200, goes a little bit past it, has a little bit of rejection. Then we're able to break through it. And then price starts making its way back up here. Now we start retesting some of our previous supports and they start turning into resistances. But then we're able to form support mid here. So then we come up and we retest this region. We're able to break through it. We're able to come up and retest this region. We break through it, but then we come back down below it. It's just how support and resistance works. So that's why you have to just be truthful about what the chart is saying. And if we're breaking resistances or breaking supports, and there's a lot of room in between, there's room for growth. And when there's room for growth, there's room for profit. That's all you have to do. Keep it plain, simple, concise, and truthful. If you start calling astronomical numbers when there's no actual logical reason to do so, it concerns me on how you're running your trading career, whether you're an influencer or whether you're just a regular person. Where the pup, he relaxing. He relaxing. He's waiting on his next meal. Just a question, using that logic, would you not expect this C wave to reach 32,700? 32,700. Let's see what you're talking about. All right. This is our next major resistance. So if we can continue to stay above 29,384, which we are currently not, then yes, there is room to grow to go up to 32,347. All right. But at the same time, you have to understand that we are in the bear market. Interest in the market has died. Plain and simple. There is not as much money as there was coming into the market right now to counteract the current circulating supply going up. All right. Bitcoin overall, on a very long-term macro scale, is deflationary. But there is still new supply coming into the market, and the amount of money is either staying stagnant or going down. All right. So given that fact, there is a lean towards downside price action. Doesn't mean that it's going to be drastic by any means, but there is a lean towards that side. So when resistances are not holding as new supports, then I'm shorting. All right. If we can stay above 29,384, then yeah, I would not be short. But at the same time, I don't have a current long position telling me to go ahead and long up to 32,941. Now, if we come back down to 26,000, we form an A and a B and a C, then yeah, I'll take that long position and be expecting it to retest either this last local high or continue up to 33,000. Did I get a haircut since last time? I got a haircut probably like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. Maybe the solution for the Bybit issue can be you take a 200K crypto fund, trader challenge, and pass it. Trade ABC on it and try to make 10% a month equals 20K a month, and then use their own platform. I would have to like have a professional go over the terms and conditions and stuff like that, because it's not as simple as you might think. Hey, Kite, can you drop the link to your screen background by any chance? Thank you in advance. Screen background? What do you mean by that? Like my settings for my appearance of my chart? What possible bullish ABC at 26K? Like I said, all right, 26K is a support. So if we have a downtrend, we could expect some sort of bounce around that region, even momentarily. All right, so what I'm saying is like we don't have anything right now. There is no ABC at 26,000 that I am currently waiting on an entry for. But it's about visual IQ and just thinking a couple steps ahead. If this downtrend continues and we hit this support, there should be some sort of retest, because that's just what markets like to do. We could just slip through it. Don't get me wrong. If the support's not strong enough, then there is no buys there that are really looking to buy that up. Then yeah, we'll just slip straight through it. But if there is some people that are still bullish in the market, then we should expect some sort of bounce at that region. But it might not be enough to really propel us to a major resistance and surpass it. So if that's the case, then it would look something like this, and then the price would come back down after those buys kind of die down and there's not enough people continuing to buy into that trend, and then we might come back down and do one of these. And in that case scenario, if we come back above it, then I will have a very decent long position to take as a hedge. But until that point, no, I don't have that. I don't know if I have this anymore. This is a custom AI generated picture from Midjourney that I made. I used colorful endless abyss and then like 4K, blah blah, all that kind of stuff. And that's what it came out with. You know? I kind of like to think that this is like us. You know? I've always kind of equated like human consciousness to like a whirlpool in the galaxy. You know, it's just something that's anomalous, and then reality funnels into it, and it gets processed, and it's individual. ETH going. Yeah, it's dropping a little bit further. I'm currently up 84% on Ethereum. I'm not up too much percentage on BTC because I forgot that when I set everything up on TV Hub, I was using it off the previous chart, but not too much of a difference. Very excited. It's a 2015 Subaru Outback. It's got quite a bit of miles on it, but that's the thing. I just wanted something that I could beat up, and I'm gonna save like a shit ton of money on taxes, because Johnny helped explain it to me last night, like the full deduction. It's gonna take a lot more work in terms of like making sure I scan all of the receipts for the gas and maintenance cost, but it helps offset everything. Helps give me a tax deduction. So even like, let's say like DoorDash is like unprofitable for a year, and I'm actually losing more money on like the depreciation of the car. Car is not really like a concern because, like I said, it's not like a brand new vehicle that I'm trying to keep the value of. It's more of like just a car, as it should be. That can help get over deductions on my withdrawals from crypto. I have spot holdings in BTC since the local DCA points months ago. I do have USDT as well, and I don't have a lot of cash, to be honest with you, in my bank accounts. I just don't like carrying cash. Like I said, I mean, I'll look around and check out some different leverage trading websites and see what their reputation is. But like I said, I mean, if it has to go the way it has to go, I guess I'll go back to spot trading. What about a leveraged DEX like GMX? Not too familiar with that one. So it's, yeah, I'll definitely look into to GMX. 'Cause, I mean, a decentralized exchange is obviously a very good option to go with. Got decent trading fees. The only coins that's really got on it is BTC, Ethereum, USDC, USDT. I'll have to see what pairs they have and see what's up. It looks like it allows you to trade straight out of your cold wallet. That's actually kind of cool. That's cool. Let me see. Trying to find out what coins are available for trading. I mean, shit, if it's just BTC and Ethereum, I'm fine with that for now, as long as I have something. Like I said, the main thing that I as soon as like my perspective shifted, that leverage trading really allowed me to see like what the main purpose of it was portfolio exposure. Because that's the thing, like, in order to make similar trades to what we've been doing on leverage trading, you would need a significant amount more margin on the platform to work with, which is something that I am not looking forward to doing. But if I have to, I have to. Yeah, I'll look into GMX. GMX seems like a cool alternative that's not too convoluted with 1,000 different altcoins. And max leverage is 30x. That's more than enough. Like I said, we've only been using 25x lately. So yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, I'll look into it, get an account set up, and see what's going on, how it all works. Apparently, like I really need someone to link like a physical article saying they're going full KYC, because if it's just emails being sent out to creators, that's a little bit janky in my eyes. And the problem is, a part of me, I completely understand that's a likely possibility, because if they are going with more of like a fiat central exchange and getting kind of away from the leverage, maybe that is what's happening. But the big problem is that behind the scenes, there is a large fight that goes on between exchanges for creators. Being honest, all right, because the Bybit, BitMEX, whatever exchange it is, especially it's so dead in my brain because I never used it in the first place, and now it's gone. What was the exchange that just blew up? FTX. All right, they throw so much money at influencers that it is likely that you see influencers shift their exchange, not because the previous exchange was going under or going bad or is shifting a policy, but rather the other exchange is going to pay them substantially more in affiliate fees and other things like that. So I need like a physical document showing me this is what they plan to do, the effective date, and how that's going to change things. Because as far as right now, they haven't sent out, you would think they would be sending that out to everybody. Like that's coming up in what? 10, 11 days? So it's just kind of weird to me. Because there's been exchanges that have reached out to me with significantly more in affiliate fees. But I just don't see the purpose for that. Like, my job is not to make money off of affiliate fees. It is to give valid information, have a good time, and then, yeah, if I get a kickback from it, I like that. Because I am putting time and effort into it. But I'm not going to money chase. I'm not going to go to one exchange because they're offering more money from the fees that you guys are spending. Just not me. So that's why I'm very hesitant, and I don't want to say officially I'm moving away from Bybit until I see it myself. Because I've Googled it. I haven't seen, there's nothing in their official announcements about this. So it's just, to me, it's not something I can really confirm yet and say it's going to change anything. Because it could be that they're going full KYC in terms of if you want to make any real money moves, I'm talking real money moves, then you're going to, let's say theoretically on April 1st, all they do is make it so that KYC gives you more access to copy trading, the bot features, whatever it might be, but you can still trade normally, but now instead of a 100K monthly withdrawal limit, they change it to a 20K. All right. I don't think it's going to affect too many people, to be honest. You can ask their customer support. They will tell you. Have you done it? Yeah, like I said, I in no way, shape, or form would I be mad at Bybit. If they kick the majority off their platform for no KYC, that is completely their decision. I am more than certain that they're not going to just run with people's money. It's not like you're gonna not KYC and then the next day all your money's gone. You're probably just going to be able to withdraw. You probably just won't be able to trade. That's it. They'll probably close any open positions, which would suck. Don't get me wrong. That would suck. But that's their prerogative. And if you're able to KYC, KYC. If not, you weren't supposed to be here in the first place. You know, it was a loophole. Yeah, I'll look into all the decentralized exchanges and see which one fits me. About Bybit's new DEX, it's called Apex. Let me look it up. Apex protocol is a multi-chain decentralized derivatives protocol designed to address deficiencies in existing decentralized exchanges DEX. Huh. So maybe, okay, so maybe this is what's happening. Maybe a lot of these exchanges saw FTX and they have had a significant amount of volume that was lost on their trading websites because people no longer trust exchanges. So if they develop these decentralized protocols where they can still trade leverage and all that kind of stuff, but it is decentralized and it can no longer be tampered with, and it's self-custody wallets that are interfacing with the DEX, then theoretically that should be bringing volume back and, you know, people's trust in these platforms back. And then they're shifting Bybit as we know it right now to a pure fiat spot based, you know, like Coinbase would be. I could assume that sounds logical, does it not? So I'm on Apex. I mean, it looks like the same exact website. Looks like a little bit. I'll have to set everything up and see how it all works. Well, I mean, it works a little bit differently. You can still hedge on decentralized exchanges. You probably just have to have two separate wallets set up with margin in both of them. But if they're cold storage wallets, at that point, you can put all your money in it. Yeah, forgive me. I'm just checking out Bybit's DEX because I've never seen it in action. Yeah, I'll look into every option and see what's best here. And see what works. I already dashed a little bit today, but I had to come back home to finish up wrapping stuff to have the car finalized. So I figured I'd just call it an early day. I worked for like 3 hours. Delivered to a homeless lady today. Kind of sad. Luckily, I didn't get carjacked. Yeah, unless it's like 4x, because 4x it makes sense to have 1000x leverage because the percentage points it's moving. Obviously, in order to capitalize off of that, you would have to have 1000x leverage. But if there is a website out there that's giving you 1000x leverage on crypto, they're not worth their salt. They're literally just trying to capitalize on gamblers losing all of their money and paying fees. So, Bybit freezing is what's making you explore other options. No, apparently they are going full KYC from May 8th, and you'll no longer be able to trade on the platform if you don't KYC. But we're exploring different options and seeing what's viable. Yeah, it's surprising to me too. It is surprising to me too. But that's the thing, like I said before, I think it's quite a stupid thing to be mad at Bybit for doing it. Because, like I said, let's be honest, we've been taking advantage of a little bit of a loophole for quite a while now. If you are in a similar situation. I would say if you pay taxes on all that jazz, you're good, you're fine. But technically, you're not supposed to be doing it. So, they're following the law. They want to go ahead and change how they do things. That's their prerogative. I'd rather them be a legitimate exchange and last long into the future than crumble and fail because they got hit with, regulations, whatever it might be. Man, I'm not built to do yard work. I'll tell you that. Too much stuff flying around. I do yard work in the winter. Not just because nothing's growing. Obviously, you still need to cut stuff down that grew in the summer. With DEX, we cannot use API to enter trades while we sleep. True. That might be a problem. We'll see. We will see. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and head off for today. I should be on at our regular scheduled time tomorrow, anywhere between 9 to 12 you know, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It was just today there was too much going on, and I couldn't stop on stream. Things were going smoothly, so there was nothing really to even talk about. But I'm glad I hopped on and you guys gave me that news, because I do have to go start looking into stuff now and seeing what the alternatives are and how to get everything set up. That way I can relay that information to anybody that's concerned about it. But all right, I appreciate your time. Appreciate the info. Let's go ahead and do Wordle before we log off. Almost forgot about that. All right, so I kind of want to waste another word to figure out if the U is the first letter or the last letter. I don't think it would be the last letter. So maybe, well, maybe there is no double U. Well, double letter U. I'm trying to think of what would work. That doesn't look right. That doesn't work. Maybe P is the last letter. Thumb. It's a thump. Good shout on that. All right. That wasn't too difficult. Thumb definitely gave it away. If you didn't suggest thumb, I probably would have been sitting there for a little bit. That's still good though. Quick and simple. Keeping the brain going. All right, guys. Trades are moving along. And apparently we only have 18 days to sit in these trades and get them off of Bybit. So definitely I'll look into different options, see what's up. And I will see you guys tomorrow, okay? Let's go ahead and do the thing and log off. I'm gonna go back on all my streams and like try to line up my eyeballs and do one of those transformation videos where you guys see my face and how my 1 meal a day journey turns out. Bye.